As you can tell by the thumbnail of this video and the title of this video, I have finally met Criss Angel. And I have crossed that off of my bucket list. Meeting Criss Angel has been on the top of my bucket list for a really long time. So the fact that I finally met Criss Angel is absolutely mind-blowing because I never thought, I'll be honest with you, I thought for sure it was impossible to meet Criss Angel because of how, how famous he is, and he's constantly busy. He's in Las Vegas. I'm here in Miami, so it's a long distance, and I never thought that I would see the day where I would meet Criss Angel. But as you can tell by the thumbnail of this video, I actually met Criss Angel, and I'm gonna post all of those pictures. I'm gonna post all the pictures towards the end of the video so you can really see everything. My experience, my Mindfreak experience. I think that's what I might call this video. I might call this video my Mindfreak experience, more my Mindfreak live experience. I think that's a good name. Yeah, maybe. I think that's a good name. Anyway, yeah, so Criss Angel, there's no secret that Criss Angel is my inspiration. He was the one who his TV show Mindfreak on A&E was what inspired me to do my own YouTube show, Mystique, the Magic series. And he's inspiring, man. He really is. There's nothing more to say about that. The guy's awesome. He really is. Now, before, you know what? Let's just start at the beginning because there's so much detail that I would love to share with you guys. But let's start at the beginning. So, how did I actually meet Criss Angel? So, I met Criss Angel at a meet and greet that he had after his show, Mindfreak Live, and a Mystica. So that's where I met him. I met him at a meet and greet after the show, after both shows. So what happened was I went on the Criss Angel website, and this was a limited time thing. I didn't know about it at the time, but it was a limited time thing that he did. And it was to promote his Mystica show. So he had two shows going on. He had the Mindfreak Live, which, by the way, he still has at Planet Hollywood. Mindfreak Live was absolutely amazing, man. That show completely blew my mind. Mindfreak Live really is the craziest, the baddest show. Like, such a badass show. It's got a lot of rock and roll in it, definitely. Rock and roll, magic. The wind effects in that show is amazing. It's so immersive. Got lasers flying everywhere. Sparks. I mean, and the sound in this show is unbelievable. The introduction, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but the introduction to Mindfreak Live when, the introduction to introduce Criss Angel on the screen, man, that sound effect, like everything in the noise it's so damn loud, and even for me, because I don't hear shit. So I'm hard of hearing. So I mean, if I hear it, it's pretty loud, right? No, that show really, all joking aside, that show really is amazing. The bass, you literally feel it in your chest. So whenever that sub bass starts to hit, boom, 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 you literally feel it in your chest. Um, and It's hard to catch your breath sometimes, but I love that. I love that. It's intense. Yeah, that show is amazing, man. So anyway, I went on the Chris Angel website and I saw this package deal that he had. It was a package deal, a 2 show package deal. So if you bought tickets for both shows in one night, you would uh, you would have the opportunity to meet Chris Angel um, after the Mystica show. And it was a free meet and greet that you got because the meet and greet was part of the 2 ticket package deal that you got on the website. So when I heard that I would get a free meet and greet with my inspiration, Chris Angel, I jumped right on it. I don't care. I didn't care how expensive those tickets were, and they were pricey. Let me tell you, they were pricey. Um, but I went all out, man. I said to myself, you know what? If I'm gonna go to a Chris Angel show and I'm gonna meet Chris Angel, I'm gonna go all in. I'm gonna get lower section seats. Forget about the upper section seats. Forget about the nosebleed section, the cheap tickets. No, I'm going all out, man. I'm gonna do this right. So I got lower seat tickets and for both shows, and it was absolutely intense, man. It was amazing. It was amazing. Speaking more about the show, I will tell you this one thing that completely blew my mind. Chris Angel levitated, right? He was on the stage and he levitates up into the air. Levitates, levitates, levitates. He takes a blanket, he puts the blanket over his head. And, he's floating in midair, kind of like a ghost, right? And then the the blanket from his silhouette, like you could see the silhouette and the blanket over him, the blanket just falls to the ground and Chris Angel just vanishes in midair. And as he disappears, the lights go out. Within 3 seconds, out of all the seats in the auditorium, Chris Angel reappeared in the seat right behind me. Out of all the seats. You understand how crazy that is? Out of all the freaking seats in the auditorium that Chris Angel could have appeared in, he reappeared in the seat right behind me. I was blown away. All I wanted to do was meet Chris Angel. That's all I wanted to do. But the fact that he reappeared in the seat right behind me, it's even crazier than I would have imagined. I turned around and I looked at him right in the eyes. I looked at him right in the eyes. We made eye contact. And I was blown away. I started clapping like instantly because it was so mind blowing, man. He got there so fast. I don't even know how that happened. I know obviously it's an illusion, but it was very impressive. I was not expecting him to appear right behind me. So that was super cool. So everything on that trip, everything on that Las Vegas trip went absolutely perfect. Everything, every sequence of events just was perfect. And then after the Mystica show was the meet and greet outside the lobby at the Chris Angel Theater. Let me tell you something about that. I was the last person in line. I was the last person in line. It was 1 a.m. Las Vegas time. Okay, 1 in the morning Las Vegas time. Chris Angel at this point, after doing 2 shows that same night, obviously, who wouldn't be exhausted? So I knew that he was exhausted. I was the last person in line. I thought to myself, well, yeah, I mean, it's obvious. He's gonna rush through it because I'm the last person and he's really tired, and I completely understand. However, I couldn't be more wrong because that was not the case. Before I met Chris Angel, I was standing in line and I was the last person. There was one person that he was talking to in front of me, and I was there just inches away, and I've been wanting to meet him for such a long time, and the only thing I could think to myself is, man, I hope he's not an asshole, because some celebrities are an asshole. Some celebrities they suck. Some celebrities are just rude or mean when you meet them. And I'm like, I've been such a big fan of Chris Angel. Hopefully he's not like that. And he's not at all. He's not at all. He's actually, he's a great guy, man. He's very friendly. He's very friendly. And so what happened was, so I met Chris Angel. I finally, I go up to him. He holds his hand out. I'm like, yo, what's up, man? Chris Angel, what's up? I was blown away, man. I was blown away. I met Chris Angel. I shook his hand. And the pictures are all there. I'm going to post them all up after this. But I met him, shook his hand, and I told him about the experience that I just had at at his Mindfreak Live on the first show, where he disappeared from the stage and he reappeared in the seat right behind me. And what I said to him was, I go, bro, this is what I'm saying to him. I go, bro, like, out of all the seats in the auditorium, you appeared in the seat right behind me. That was insane. I looked right at you, and I had to look twice to make sure it was actually you, because I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I couldn't believe that was actually you. And from there, he cracked the joke. He said, no, believe me, that actually was me. I do not have a twin, because trust me, if I'd have a twin, my life would be so much easier. I'd be in Cabo right now, zipping on some margaritas. I think that's what he said. Yeah, so that was kind of funny there. And then, we took some pictures, and then he said, oh, hope, I'm glad you had a great time. Hopefully I get to meet you again. I get to see you again some other time. And, he started walking away. And then I forgot to tell him something. And as he was walking away, keep in mind that I'm the last person at the meet and greet. It's 1 in the morning. This guy's done 2 shows already. He's exhausted, clearly. He was walking away, but I forgot to tell him something. And I go, oh, Chris, one more thing. Now, any other person could have just kept walking, right? Any other person could have just kept walking. Chris Angel stopped. He turned around. He walked back towards me. And he said, yeah, what's up? What you wanted to tell me something else? I was blown away, man. Like, this guy, he's such a nice guy, man. Because, like I said, I thought he was just going to walk away, and I forgot to tell him something. So what I told him after that was, I said, meeting you has been on my bucket list for quite some time. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't think it would be possible to meet you, but um, but now that, but now but now I finally met you, and I can cross that off my bucket list. But this is something that I thought in my mind was impossible. But if there's one thing you taught me, was that nothing is impossible. And then I said, thank you for giving me this opportunity to meet you. I'm truly grateful, and I truly appreciate it. Thank you so much. And I shook his hand one more time, and he shook my hand, and he was like, that's awesome. I really appreciate that. And we said our goodbyes from there. And it was late, man. It was 1 a.m. So that was my Chris Angel, that was my Mindfreak live experience. My Mindfreak experience. And it actually didn't end there, because the day after, I was so blown away. I was still blown away by the experience. The day after, I actually went to a tattoo shop in the Miracle Mile shop. I went in the Miracle Mile shop. I think that's what it's called. And I got literally the Chris Angel tattoo on the top of my hand right here. It didn't heal properly. You can see that. But that was actually my fault. I got it in Las Vegas. But before I got it, I was drinking. I was drinking alcohol. And when you drink, you're not supposed to drink before you get a tattoo, because the alcohol thins out your blood. So that was one thing where I messed up. So that was completely my fault. This wasn't the tattoo artist's fault. That was actually my fault. Because I was drinking. I had a drink before that. So, and I'm a lightweight. I'm 118 pounds. So alcohol hits me pretty hard. So I was drinking before that, and then I got tattooed like a couple hours later. So that didn't help. And to top it all off, normally at night you're supposed to wash the tattoo, let it breathe overnight, and then in the morning you're supposed to put some cream on the tattoo. I did it the opposite way around. After drinking, as if drinking didn't help it, when I got to the hotel room, I washed it with soap and water, which is what you're supposed to do. But here is where I actually messed up the tattoo even more. Because instead of letting it breathe overnight, immediately I put cream on my tattoo. What possessed me to do that? I have no idea. Maybe that was the alcohol. I don't know. But I'm going to see if you can see right there. You see that? It didn't heal properly at all. But you know what, man? I do my tattoos one time, and that's it. However the fuck they come out, that's how they come out. But I love this tattoo, man. I love it. I absolutely love it. It is the Chris Angel logo on the top of my hand. I have gotten the Avengers, though. I can't even tell you how many times people have said to me, "Oh, you like the Avengers because of the tattoo?" I'm like, "No, man, that's the Chris Angel logo." But I love it. I love it. This was a reminder of my my Las Vegas Mindfreak experience. So that being said, thank you for sticking with me for, oh my god, 22 minutes long. That is a long time. But you know what? I wanted to take my time with this video because meeting Chris Angel has been on my bucket list for quite some time. And now I finally get it. I get to cross it off my bucket list. So Chris Angel, I doubt you will ever watch this video, but if you, by some crazy miracle you watch this video or somehow it gets across to you, I want you to know that I truly appreciate you. You are my inspiration. You inspired me to create my own YouTube show, Mystique, the Magic series. And thank you for making my Mindfreak experience the best freaking experience ever, man. Yeah, that being said, thank you for tuning in, and I will see you next time.